Hey guys, in today's video you're going to be learning about the different levels of your poker mindset. Now very often I hear players say things like, I've got a strong mindset, I've got a weak mindset, my mindset's okay, and I'm often questioned, what does that mean? Do you know what that means when your mindset's strong compared to weak? So I'm going to go through a levels comparison, and I'm going to talk you through how you work from a weak mindset to a strong mindset in 4 different levels. And it comes down to how you frame the world, how you see situations, and how you can correct mental errors in order to get yourself going in the right direction. Now if you haven't watched my previous mindset videos, I did one on how to identify the most common mindset leaks, which I put above this video, and I also did a video on how to fix your mindset leaks, which you'll find useful as well. But today's video is all about looking at identifying the levels of your mindset so you can see where you are right now and what you need to work on to go to that next level. So let's look at level 1. I'm going to walk you through an exercise on the paper here so you can see the visual, and let's go through the first level. Okay, so let's look at level 1. I'm going to call this level 1 for simplicity, level 1 of mindset, okay? So what is this? This is the worst level. This is when you see reality worse than what it is. So this is, we'll call this a weak mindset here. Definitely a weak mindset. Now there's loads of levels to this mindset itself, but we're going to call this a weak mindset as level 1. So if you're watching in the previous videos, I talked about catastrophizing situations. So this is when you see reality worse than what it is and you catastrophize situations. So for example, like say you're running bad in poker, or you're just having a bad run and you start to go, I'm never going to win again. I'm a losing player. How can I ever get back to winning again? So rather than seeing reality for what it is, I'm losing, let's get a perspective, you've blown it out of proportion and you start to see things worse than what they are. So this is the weakest mindset. This is where you're in that negativity bias, everything's bad, and you blow things out of proportion. So when you're in this section, you really need to work on eradicating weaknesses, eradicating those leaks, and reframing those negative situations and get them in perspective. So from level 1 to level 2 is to get things into perspective and see things, don't see things worse than what they are, go level 2, which is to see things as they are. So let's look at the next level. So level 2 in this pyramid scheme analogy. Level 2 of mindset is when you see reality as it is. As it is, yeah. So this is when you don't blow things out of proportion, you see it as it is, and we'll class this as a solid mindset. It's not a weak mindset, it's quite solid, it's strong. Not strong, but solid. Solid mindset. So let's have a look at this one. So when you've got the level 2 mindset and you see reality for what it is, it allows you to keep things in context, which is good, right? If things are bad, you see them as bad. Things are good, you see them as good, and you don't make mountains out of molehills. You've got a good perspective. However, in poker, having a solid mindset is not good enough, because there's going to be so many situations that can throw you off just from you dealing with them as you think you should. So for example, let's say you're on a month-long downswing. Now, the reality is, yes, you've lost money for a month, and if you take that situation exactly as it is, you can draw all sorts of conclusions. You can go, you can look at the financial pressures, you can go, am I still a winning player? You can use self-doubt, everything can creep in just from you observing the outcomes and acting on them. So although it's a good starting point, it's much better than blowing things out of proportion like level 1. Level 2, having a strong mindset, solid mindset is not enough. We need to go to the next level and start to reframe things even more positively. So what I want you to take from this level system is that the higher you are in the system, the more bulletproof you are, the more you can deal with certain situations. So when you're in the level 2, yes, you can handle a lot of situations, but also poker's going to throw you off way too often. So we need to then take the next step and go to level 3, which is when we build a strong mindset. And then we advance to level 3, which is when you see some good in bad situations. So when you're able to see some good in bad situations, it's a bit of a superpower. Because life's never as it seems. Like, we have a lens that we view the world through, and the circumstances themselves are very often neutral. Although we label things good, bad, indifferent, in reality the circumstances are generally always quite neutral. So if we can have what's classed as a bad situation, running bad, losing, getting knocked down buy-ins, having a bad situation anywhere in your life, and you can reframe that bad situation and look for the positives in it, that gives you strength. That gives you a way stronger mindset. So this is the first level of the strong mindset, when you can take what most people would go, that's a bad situation, I should be stressed, and take some good from it. So think of the example of, say, you're on a downswing and you're not winning right now. What was if you took the positive perspective that I'm working on my game, I'm improving, I'm still playing good, I've got good healthy habits right now, and you look for the positive angle rather than negative, because we always see what we look for. So if you're in a bad situation, it's very easy to get your mind clouded and only see the bad. But if no matter what situation unfolds, any bad situation, you can go, what good could I be looking at? Rather than looking at the bad side of it, what good can I be looking at? That's a strong mindset. That allows you to take control of your life, which I'll talk about in a second. It allows you to go, build that strong mindset, and then go to the final level of mindset, which is an advancement of this, which is level 4. Level 4, which is the ultimate mindset, when everything is treated as a positive. So if we look here, we'll call level 3 was a strong mindset. And level 4 is, we'll call this an elite mindset. Alright, so when everything is treated as a positive, you're almost unbreakable. No matter how bad things get, you're able to reframe the situation and think, what are the positives that I'm gaining from this? Now, there's a famous Steve Jobs quote that says, we can't connect the dots moving forwards, we can only connect the dots looking backwards. So if you picture your life as on a trajectory to a certain outcome, and dots are getting formed. Now some of those dots are going to take you backwards. It's going to be a downswing, a bad situation, you're going to be losing for a period of time, you're going to be having self-doubt creeping into your game, maybe some relationships go badly. Things that look like a real negative in the short term when we're zoomed into it, but when you look back on it, like say, when you look back on it like a few years time or 5 years time, that could be a real growth patch. So when things get bad, rather than thinking, what's the positive, you automatically switch your mindset to go, there must be some positives to take from this. Maybe I can't see the dot now, but looking back, when I'm 5 years in the future and I look back, I'll remember this tough situation as a time that I grew and improved. So the most elite mindset, the highest mindset you can get, is when you automatically reframe the world from that perspective. Now this doesn't mean that you lose all context of reality, that you're just like, everything's positive and I'm all good. It means when a negative situation happens, you take the positive ground. You go, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? And no matter how bad it gets, you go, good. Like there's a guy called Jocko Willink who used to be a Navy command trainer, and he uses the analogy of good. So if someone goes, Jocko, we can't do this right now, he goes, good. That means we need to train harder. He goes something like, we're short of men for this next military attack. Good. That means we weren't ready to attack there. So every situation you reframe it as good. What's the positive? What's the positive I can take? And when you get in the habit of doing that over and over again, nothing can throw you off. So when it comes to mindset, you've got to realize the power you have with it if you take control. So if you look at it, we have level 1, in which you're a victim. You allow circumstances to affect you. Level 2, we'll still have ones when you see reality is worse than what it is. Level 2 is when you see reality as it is. You're also still a victim. Why are you a victim? Because when circumstances go bad, you feel bad. So that means you're not in control. You're not in control of your life. You're still a victim of circumstances. By victim, I mean victim of circumstances. And then finally, when you have a strong mindset, when you see reality, think some good in all situations, you start to develop control of your life. Okay, so you have a strong mindset, and you finally start to get some control. So circumstances can't throw you off so much because you're always looking for the good. And then when you've got an elite mindset, now you've got freedom. Now you've got freedom of mind, freedom to do what you want, freedom to think how you want, and anything that happens in the world, no matter to your life, you're able to reframe it into a positive. That's the ultimate mindset. That's what you need to get. So if someone says they've got a weak mindset, or weak mindset that generally see reality worse than what it is, or even there's a crossover here, even when you see reality what it is to an extreme level, it can still be like on the weaker side. You want to be able to reframe everything to a positive. So if you hear someone say they've got a good, strong mindset, think about it. Is that person able to take the good from bad situations? Most likely yes. And you think about mindset, it's all about the perspective that you take from the situation. That's it. So when situations go bad, which they do for everyone, circumstances are going to throw you off from time to time, a strong mindset is able to deal with that in the best way, whereas a weak mindset lets the circumstance itself define them. When things are bad, I'm bad. When things are bad, life's bad. And the positive mindset, the strong mindset, the elite mindset, you can throw them in any situation and they'll always find the good. So which one do you want? Do you want someone who's always a victim of circumstances? Or do you want control? Do you want freedom? Do you want to be able to, no matter what the situation is, take the strong mindset, take the strong perspective? I know which one I want. It's the strong one. It's the elite mindset. It's the mindset that is the optimal. So for you guys, have a think right now. Which one are you currently at? Be honest with yourself as well. Are you level 1, where you're seeing things worse? Are you level 2, where you're seeing things as they are? Are you level 3, where you're starting to develop some good perspectives? Or are you level 4, throw anything at you and you're bulletproof. You're the ultimate. That's where you want to be. So for you guys, I really want to help you to build your mindset and go for a process of eradicating your mindset leaks in the poker perspective and to start to build a stronger mindset. So what I've done for you guys, I've created a free training series which you can click on the link in this description of this video, and I'll take you through to a page, put your email in, and I'll send you through an exercise which I'll walk you through in order for you to identify your mindset leaks and, most importantly, to correct them. So if you're level 1, level 2, even if you're level 3, this is going to be very, very useful for you to understand your own mindset leaks that you're having and to reframe them. And when you can start to reframe mindset leaks one by one into the positive perspective of them over and over, you start to develop a bulletproof mindset which is able to deal with more and more situations. So click on the link below, put your email in, and I'll send you through a free training worksheet to go through to start building your mindset. So also let me know in the comments below which level you're at right now. Super interested in this stuff. Always like to know your feedback on where you're at. And thanks for watching. Plenty more coming from me very soon.